students, welcome all for today's session. In this topic, you are going to learn about the silver brazing on SS sheet with copper sheet, T-joint in flat 1F position using oxy-acetylene welding OAW process.
At the end of this topic, you will be able to prepare stainless steel and copper sheets as per size 150 mm length, 50 mm width and 2 mm thickness. Set the T-joint in flat position for silver brazing. Deposit the bead with appropriate amount of filler metal. Inspect the T-joint for any surface defects. Let us now take a look at the tools required for silver brazing on SS sheet with copper sheet T-joint 1F using oxy-acetylene welding process. Steel rule. Center punch. Ball peen hammer. Angle grinder. Half round file. Bench vise. Tri-square. Chipping hammer. Steel wire brush. Safety clothing. Gloves. PPE kit. Nozzle number 7. CCMS filler rod 3 mm. OAW setup. Cylinder key. Tip cleaner. Spark lighter. Gas welding goggles. Now let us look at the pre-welding preparations for the silver brazing on SS sheet with copper sheet T-joint 1F using oxy-acetylene welding process. Wear protective clothing. Cut the stainless steel sheet 150 mm length, 50 mm width and 2 mm thickness by using shearing, grinding and filing. Cut the copper sheet 150 mm length, 50 mm width, 2 mm thickness by using shearing, grinding and filing. Clean the base metal with a steel wire brush. Set the SS sheet as base metal. Along the length, keep the copper sheet perpendicular to the SS sheet. Set the sheets as T-joint on the welding table. Open the cylinder valves, both oxygen and acetylene, slowly. Set the working pressure. Select nozzle 1 or 2 size bigger than the sheet thickness. Select 1.6 mm dia filler rod with 40 to 50% silver and 15 to 25% to 15% zinc remaining copper. Ignite the flame with a spark lighter. Set slightly oxidizing flame. Tack the job at each end of the sheet. We shall take a look at the welding process for the silver brazing on SS sheet with copper sheet T-joint 1F using oxy-acetylene welding process. Place the tack joint in flat position on a welding positioner. Start brazing at the right hand end of the joint by fusing the tack weld. Keep the blowpipe in the leftward direction at an angle of 60 to 70 degrees and filler rod at an angle of 30 to 40 degrees to the line of travel. The blowpipe and filler rod should be held at a 45-degree angle between the joint's two sides. This will ensure root penetration. Apply silver brazing alloy to the joint, making sure it flows evenly into the joint. Watch the molten metal closely to make sure that both the pieces are joined by brazing. When the molten pool is formed, add the filler rod in the center of the molten pool. Allow the blowpipe to move slightly side to side. Apply a piston-like movement to the filler rod. Adjust the rate of travel of the blowpipe and the filler rod to secure even penetration at the root and into both sheets. By doing that, it will produce a fillet weld of equal leg length. Clean the bead with a steel wire brush. Inspect the weld for any surface defects. There are some important points to be followed for the silver brazing on SS sheet with copper sheet T-joint 1F using oxyacetylene welding process. Use tongs to remove the job from the fixture. Inspect the surface defects and root penetration. Let us now see the defects. Uniform weld size. Excess reinforcement. Leg length. Porosity. Blowholes.
Let us do a quick recap of what we have learned in this topic. Prepare stainless steel SS and copper plates as per size 150 mm length, 50 mm width and 2 mm thickness. Set the T-joint in flat position for silver brazing. Deposit the bead with appropriate amount of filler metal. Inspect the T-joint for any surface defects. Thank you, students. Let us meet in the next session.